actual normal guy, gut reactions, all basically gut. If my dog eats that. Welcome to Booze and Ballin', fantasy football shaken, not stirred.
And fuck you, rookie contracts, okay? Especially for the running back position. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, that's one of the things we're going to do. Every week we're going to let you know what pisses us off with a little FU, and rookie contracts have done nothing but fuck.
Dude, I mean, think about it. You're a rookie running back, right? You come in, you get paid next to nothing because typically you're getting drafted in a later round. And then, honestly, they're going to own you for, 4 years plus a fifth-year option? So, what's the average lifespan for a running back? Like 7 years or something like that in the NFL? So you're telling me that the team gets to own you for 3/4 of your career and pay you whatever you decide as a rookie? You're just coming into the league. You're like, shit, like a couple $1,000,000. Hell yeah, give me that cash.
Yeah, and the problem is they get...
And then all of a sudden you're the best rookie. You're the best running right back in the league, a.k.a. Saquon Barkley.
Yeah, and by the time they
as a rookie
restructure
anyway,
it,
maybe not right now, but...
They don't restructure it like... It's not like when they hit 3 years, 4 years restructure it, then the receivers, I got 5 more years. It's like they should be...
Shout out to the Giants, by the way, for giving him a couple more $1 million, but you guys should be ashamed of yourself for not locking that man down. That's all I'm going to say.
But yeah, they should be... Rookie contracts should be positional based.
Oh, for sure.
Like
100%.
Running back 2 years...
Plus a third-year option.
Yeah.
There's no chance you should have a running back for 5 years of his career under a rookie deal ever. Ever.
So this is what pisses us off today. We're Booze and Ballin', shaken, not stirred. We're a fantasy football podcast. We're going
Speaking of which, episode 1.
Inaugural liquor. We're basically going to talk to you about players. We're going to talk to you about liquor, and we're going to talk to you about small businesses. So since this is our first episode, we figured why not?
Shit, so we just buy cheap shit.
And I don't know if... Can you know how to open a bottle of champagne?
No, that's why I gave it to you.
I know how to open a bottle of champagne, but I think it'd be more entertaining.
Did you have to call me out like that?
I did have to call you out. I'm going to have him open it while I tell you about us, and you guys can watch him stumble and listen to me talk. But you want to start with this little tabby right here, and then unwrap it. It's like taking off a belt.
I'm serious. I don't think I've ever done this sober.
Well, you're not supposed to be sober. So what we are is we're a fantasy football podcast, and we're going to talk to you about fantasy football sports. We're going to approach this in a raw manner where kind of like just throw it on the floor. That's good. We're not going to throw at you like stats, yards, this and that. We're going to be more of a gut feeling, like you're sitting around with your buddies watching football on Sunday, shooting the shit about a player. We breathe this stuff, so we know what we're talking about. We do our research, but we're going to try and approach it in a more understandable way than what you see with everybody else.
How come they twist it?
Other aspect of our show is we're going to bring you a new libation every week. We're going to bring you a new champagne. We're going to liquor, beer. Part of doing that is we want to focus.
Is it like wine?
Just don't point it at me. Here, let me do that for safety first. Jesus. Oh, there you go.
Ooh, celebration, bitch.
Celebration. So we're also going to focus on small businesses.
I'm sure I'm going to get killed by all of our viewers.
In the comments, rate how he did. That's actually not bad. Perfect. So we're going to review fantasy football while we review the drink that we have that week. I don't know what.
When, sir?
Perfect. Stop.
Meniscus challenge.
Jesus, no. Come on, you spill over my equipment. That's right.
Well, I'm sure that's going to happen at some point.
So, yeah, we're going to talk to football. We're going to introduce a new liquor every week. Obviously, champagne, so we're not going to get much of a review.
It's the first episode. We had to go with
I know. I'm going to take a sip of this.
I don't know. I went with the cheap shit because we were going to make mimosas out of it.
We are, because we have we're doing this. We have a fantasy football draft in about 2 hours. So what we'll do is we'll run down our thoughts on that.
Tastes like every other champagne I've ever had.
But here's our format for the season, for the year, for our podcast.
Expert, though.
Fantasy football talk, bring you news, updates, injuries, this and that. New liquor. Every week we're going to go back and forth. Like next week I'll bring a bottle of whatever I choose, and we've got to drink it and tell you what we think. The week after that, back and forth. So we're going to review both those things and make it entertaining. And if you're lucky, we'll get a little bit tipsy before we do it, which will make us more entertaining. And then in the off season, we're going to focus on locations and small businesses in our area. Maybe we'll get a little bit bigger than that. I already have a couple places we're going to do podcasts from. We want to kind of be your one-stop shop for entertainment. I don't know everybody. There's like this one dude I saw. I walked by on the street, and I didn't know who the hell it was. I was like, dude, we got to be friends.
Yeah, but you still probably gave him a handy.
I did. No, I give him a little soft pat on the ass.
A little high five.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, we're shaking that stirred. Come sit down with us, enjoy us, our little banter. Hopefully you take something from it that benefits you or stops you from making a stupid choice. Like last night I was in a draft, and first round, Dude took Josh Jacobs, who's currently holding out. Second round, took Jonathan Taylor.
Again, fuck you, rookie contracts.
And I'm playing him week 1, and I am happy in hell to start out 1-0. So,
Until they both come back and rape you.
that is true. So, yeah, off season, we're going to do fantasy football, but we'll do some stuff. One thing we're going to do this season is we're going to do a year-long game. The name is TBD. Not actually the name to be determined if you don't understand acronyms. But
Thick big dick.
I don't think we should call that then. So we're going to do a game where every week we draft a team. We can't have the same people as each other that week. And then once we use that person, they are off limits to us as an individual. So if I say I take Jalen Hurts this week, he can't, but he could take him next week. We're going to cross it off throughout the season for every week. We haven't named it yet.
So we can't draft the same player the same week, and then we can't use that player ever again.
Correct.
All right.
Now, I can use a guy that you did. And then
That could get interesting down the
Quarterback.
stretch because I might be picking players just so that you can't that week.
we're doing a quarterback.
I got to think this whole strategy through, man.
Quarterback, running back, wide receiver, and 2 flex. So that way we can
Quarterback?
implement tight ends. Because
Just one running back each week? Yeah, that'd
you
be...
must start that way because there's
That's
not
what,
enough tight
17
ends
running
to put
backs?
in. Yeah, roughly plus whatever you do for flex. And then at the end, we have not, by next
Wide receiver,
episode,
you'd be stupid to use a running back in flex. There's not that many top-tier running backs out there.
you got a point. That was a burp. You got a point, though.
Why am I giving you strategy? Jesus, I'm playing against you.
So at the end of the year, we have not figured out the prize yet. We would like to involve the viewers, but, I know this year it's limited. So next year, once we figure out all the details, we're going to get you guys in and hopefully have user teams. But this year, we got to figure out what the prize is so the winner gets the prize or a punishment. And as our viewers go, feel free to comment and let us know what you're thinking as far as what our punishment should be or what our prize should be.
That's risky business, leaving it up to them.
Yeah, but it's YouTube and we can be adults only, but like nudity is probably a bad idea. But I do like tight pants.
Okay.
So, all right, let's get into this. We draft in about 2 hours. So
what time is it?
Is
it that late already?
I mean, people are going to start showing up soon. So,
Oh, fuck.
this is a league I've been doing for
It's going there.
I know. It's been a league I've been doing for 8 years. We do it a little bit differently. So we have it's a waterfall style draft, which if you're not familiar with that, we draft 1 through 10, and then you knock down. So in the second round, the second person who drafted second in the first round would draft second in the second, or would draft first in the second round, and then so on. So we do that. So it's a little bit weird. Our keeper's a little bit weird, but
You're a little bit weird, so it makes sense.
What do you did well? What are you 7?
I think I'm 7.
7?
7 or 8. I'm 8. No, I'm 8.
So it makes it interesting.
I took 3rd last year, so I'm 8.
So what's funny is we're going to be doing this, and then we're going to see who did what. And I draft before him, so anybody he's going to give you next in his little sleeper or breakout candidates, I'm going to pick right before him.
It's good to know.
It's good to know. So he might don't.
I might change it up
now
on the
you
fly.
Now you could lie down. So
Gabe Davis, absolute breakout star.
oh god, that'd be a horrible pick.
I know. That's why I'm trying to get you to use. Never mind. You didn't pick up on what I was
Bubbly,
putting
that
down.
what is that? Barefoot?
It's not bad, right?
It's not.
It tastes like every other champagne. It was $11 a bottle. I was like, shit, we're going to be mixing it with orange juice anyway.
There's
so.
no such thing as like cheap champagne. If you go to the liquor store, you can get like a bottle of wine for like.
Dude, I didn't even know
$5-6
Barefoot made
bucks.
bubbly. And then
No.
all of a sudden it was like.
I mean, there is a difference. Like if you drink some of the higher end, like that, like whatever those are. Honestly, have you ever had like the gold bottle? The
Yeah.
Dom?
Well,
like
I saw it. It was like $54 or some shit. Like
yeah, but it's not the same as like if you like
people in New York City are like, what?
champagne variations are very little. It's not like a bourbon or a tequila or hell, even a beer. The difference is.
I can't tell it's one of those things where I can't tell the difference.
Well, then I would like. Can you get me some cranberry juice for my champagne, please? I want to. Whatever. I think they call it poinsettia or some shit.
You got say that again.
I want you to fancy me up.
Wait, hold on. Pronounce that word again.
Poinsettia.
Ooh.
Okay, I can't spell.
Tomato.
I have a lisp and I have Tourette syndrome. So if you just watch me this entire time, you're gonna wonder if I'm borderline having a stroke.
Don't worry, I'll
or
pull it out. Just kidding. I don't ever pull out.
He doesn't ever pull out. He has a new baby.
Shout out Zay.
Shout out Zay. All right, so let's get into this. So let's say you're about to draft.
Shout out to you.
You can read the. You can read. Oh, yeah, my little girl Thea. You can read your rankings. ESPN does a great sheet.
I'm not pouring your shit.
All right, I'll pour it. So okay, then you're gonna start. Give me give them one. Oh, this could be bad. Give them one.
I'll give you something.
Who's a person that you think is drafting lower than they should be, or someone that you can pick up later in the draft that might have a good impact for your team? Do you want any?
Currently on the up and up, I would go with DeAndre Swift on this one. I think the Eagles' running game is one of the top in the league. It's going to continue to be so. And I think he's going to be an awesome stud.
Does
for the
his
roster.
does his injury history hinder you at all?
I mean, his injuries were kind of different, so it's not like the same lingering injury over and over again, which is what kind of like Rashad Penny's the same way. I mean, that which is another guy I like too. I think both of those guys could give you a good flex value for where they're going. They're both going later than where I think. Now, the bad thing is DeAndre Swift's on the way up because of his recent not having to play in the preseason game. So everybody's taking that as like, oh my God, he's the starter. But I think Penny's still going to give you something. But again, that backfield proves.
It's true. I mean, I think right now they tout Gainwell as the starter.
Because like the same thing happened with Miles Sanders. Everybody
lasting.
was like, oh, Miles Sanders. And then he still gave you a good flex value last year. So as long as you're getting him in the right round, I'm not going super early on Swift by any means, but I'm definitely going to give you DeAndre Swift in sixth round, seventh round. If you can get him there, I think you're good.
Yeah, it makes the most sense. I think he's going to give you that big.
And
play
then
potential.
again with the whole injury thing, the best case scenario is maybe Penny does get hurt and he doesn't, and now you give me DeAndre Swift with the Eagles backfield all to himself with a little Boston Scott thrown in there.
So he's somebody you pick him up if he's going, let's say 6, 7. Is he worth picking up in 5 if you need that?
Yeah, he's probably a good candidate for your zero and hero RBs because they're going to go no running backs early on, and they could probably pick up a DeAndre Swift.
I like it. Speaking of RBs, I'll give you one. I like Damian Harris. I like his new location. Reports are that Josh Allen, they're going to try and save his body a little bit, which whether he listens or not is completely up in the air. And
he's a football player on 3rd and 5, and the touchdown. He's taking off. I don't care what anybody says. He ain't checking it down.
But I like Damian Harris for the goal line. I think he's going to be possibly this year's Williams with the touchdowns because he's
Jamal Williams.
Yeah, he's going to get the
outlier,
goal
man.
line stuff. It was an outlier, but
17 touchdowns. That's crazy.
Well, if you look at what he did for the Patriots, even with Ramondre, like he had his fantasy points when he had his touchdown work, and they're not going to give it to James Cook at the goal line. And what they don't want to do is give it to Allen. So I feel like he's one of those guys that his ADP right now is 10, 11, 12th round.
Still talking Harris here?
Yeah. So I'm thinking like
he could return some good value.
If you want a guy that's going to be a fill-in or based on matchup, like he's going to be touchdown dependent, but I think he's going to give you points.
Yeah, I think it depends on what you think on James Cook too. Like he could.
Oh, I love James Cook.
A lot of that backfield.
I drafted James Cook last night.
He's another guy that could be falling in leagues that, like a DeAndre Swift, could give you some really good flex value back. Might even become an RB2.
Yeah, I think with the addition of Harris, I think Cook. I think Cook dropped a little bit in what they were going to do.
Harris definitely caps his upside a little bit, but I don't think it's going to take away from him too much. They're still going to give he's not a rookie anymore, but the sophomore is going to get the rock.
He'll get the between the 20s work. He'll get you more yards. He'll get you more touches.
Sure. He's going to be your Tony Pollard last year with Zeke stealing everything from short yardage to goal line touches.
But yeah, so
that's my James Cook is Tony Pollard. Maybe not last year, maybe 2 year ago Tony Pollard,
and then
he gave you good flex.
Damian Harris will be your Zeke. So I see Damian Harris for a solid, 8 touchdowns goal line easily this year. So it's just a matter of a flex play.
They do get it down there.
They get it down there, and if they don't want to risk putting like the Eagles don't want to do the tush push anymore, I can see him getting it instead of Josh Allen at the goal line. Give it to Damian Harris because he was good at it in New England.
Yeah, but I think the Bills. You're going to see the Bills are going to start stealing a lot of the Patriots' old packages where they got 2 tight ends because you got Knox and Kincaid there.
Yeah,
and they like that guy coming out of college right now. So
it's going to be interesting.
I would like to see them go back and watch some old Patriots films where rest in peace Aaron Hernandez, but he was a hell of a football player. Love him or hate him.
His family is apparently fucked up.
Imagine if that didn't happen, what that Patriots team would have did. And I'm a Broncos fan.
It was bound to happen. Didn't his brother just get in trouble for being a douchebag too?
I don't know. I'm not gonna shit on somebody's family.
His brother got arrested too. Just like a couple weeks back.
Oh, really? That's kind of new.
Yeah,
he's kind of had it rough lately. If my brother,
well, let's see.
I kind of would go off the deep end, too.
I got an idea. Just don't be a dumbass.
Yeah.
That's a good life lesson in general.
Fuck you, CTE. Anyway.
All right, give me another one. What do you got? Another guy that you think should be looked at in the later rounds?
I just did James Cook.
I said, give me. So that was your second one.
That was my second one. We kind of went through. I would take James Cook all day in like them 6th, 7th round.
So you're saying okay. So both the running backs for the Bills, you think? I mean, I think one. You think the. I mean, I like.
Well,
Cook,
see, you went with Harris because he's going like a lot later. Harris could return good value in like that 10th, 11th round.
You're going to get Harris.
I think
way
the running
late.
backs and look, every year my fantasy football idea is to take the shit on the best offense. So like, Bills is going to have a top 10 offense at least.
You want to be balls deep in the Ravens.
Yeah,
don't you?
the Ravens. I don't. Well, yeah,
you want to be balls deep in the Ravens. I traded you Lamar.
Yeah, for a first and a third in a dynasty league.
Yeah,
I feel like I came out on top on that though.
Keep in mind, there's all types of leagues out here. We're not league specific, but a lot of what we're doing for rankings and our conversation is going to be your redraft specific. We will sprinkle in some dynasty stuff.
Speaking of which, if you're not in a dynasty league, you need to get in one. It is probably one of the best experiences in fantasy football I have.
Getting in a dynasty league will help your redraft leagues. Get in a free league, go on Sleeper or whatever. Get a free league because
free leagues are fun.
It turns into you searching all. It turns you into searching all off season. You're going to spend a lot more time paying attention to fantasy football, and then when it comes like everyone says, "Oh, did you study?" Like we don't study for fantasy football.
I didn't study for this episode,
but we're so into it that we just know. And I think as soon as I got into dynasty leagues, I feel like my knowledge went.
Yeah, it's insane. It does take a little bit more to be in a dynasty league.
You're totally going to hear that flush on the camera.
That's funny.
But,
Kendra just took a dump.
All right, so I'm going to give you a guy who I like. We're not talking dynasty, but I am huge on this rookie, and I think I traded you for him too in that free dynasty league. But I like Quentin Johnson. For the Chargers.
Yeah, I got CeeDee Lamb.
And you got CeeDee Lamb from.
I gave you a shitload though because I was trying to help you resurrect your team.
Yeah, that's why I named it Resurrection.
We both took over teams for this free league, and I went in and had 7 draft picks and traded just about all of them.
You did, and I got
CeeDee Lamb.
I got most of them. Well, I had
Ramondre Stevenson.
I had Jamar Chase and CeeDee Lamb, so I had to
get in that league.
But Quentin Johnson, he's the prototypical wide receiver. I mean, technically, he could have been the number 1 off the board, and I think he has the best landing spot of any receiver coming out of there.
You talking about Quentin?
Yeah, I think it might not be this year, but I do think
it's definitely not going to be this year because you still have a stud there in Keenan Allen.
Yeah, but Keenan Allen, well, no, either one of those two with Justin Herbert at your quarterback.
Hell, even Mike Williams is probably going to get more targets than him. And I like him in like 1 or 2 years. Yeah, Quentin's going to go off.
I think even for this year,
he might be like another Johnson.
But those two like to get hurt.
Who's that?
Keenan Allen and Mike Williams.
Sure.
So
he's
here's what I'm saying:
be the number 2 at some point.
I'm gonna say at some point this season he's gonna get his shot, and I think he's good enough. Big. I mean, he's 6'3", fast as hell, and I think given the shot in that offense,
play TCU. Was it TCU?
Was it TCU?
I think it was TCU.
I think it was TCU. But either way, I think if he gets the shot, if one of those guys goes down, even for a couple weeks,
there's the part where we look like idiots because we don't know where people went to college.
I mean, we do, but like right now, I could fuck college. They're out in college anymore. They're in the NFL. If I want to tell you how to draft a college fantasy team, I don't give 2 shits.
Then again, they're paying people now. Now you're going to see the same 5 teams.
Your buddy sitting at Buffalo Wild Wings with you talking fantasy football doesn't give 2 shits about college. I give shits about college.
That's true.
But no, I like him. I think he's going to get an opportunity to show you what he can do, and I think once he gets it, they might be like, this dude gets more plays. And I think he's not a guy you start week 1, but he's a guy I think mid-season he's going to be at least a valuable flex play, and you're not getting him.
You're going to see the name.
He goes undrafted.
Yeah, you're going to see the name Quentin Johnson come up on your ESPNs where they're like, "Oh, biggest pickup, biggest free agent pickup." Like
we'll circle back to this in a waiver
wire. Mike Williams
wire.
gets hurt with a hammy again or something like that, it'll be Quentin Johnson's name all over Matthew Berry's face.
And I do feel like we should at some point, like, call if he completely shits the bed or any of our, like, these sleeper busts are just absolutely horrible. Barring any injuries, we do got to give each other shit for that.
We're going to come back. We'll definitely be coming back to give each other
But
shit.
I do think you're going to see that's going to be a waiver wire conversation down the road. All right, so why don't you fill up?
Reload.
This might be the soberest podcast we do.
Give me a second. It's going to be the earliest podcast we ever do. I can guarantee you that. The only reason we're doing this so soon is because we got a draft. And what? Oh shit! People are literally showing up.
Yeah, if they want to show up and watch us do this, then they can sit there with
I should have bought an extra bottle of champagne.
envious and a bulge in their pants. So, okay, you've listened this far. Here's a little bit more. We are obviously not kid friendly, but we're raw. So the way we're going to run this is basically like if we were doing a live stream. We're not going to edit our videos, edit out anything like his burp and breath. Oh, did you eat tacos?
No comment.
We're very raw. This is meant to be one of those shows where
cheese on the taco.
if you were sitting around with your buddies drinking beer, because everybody,
put the headphones back on.
I wanted to hear this. If you're sitting around with your buddies watching a football game, you're going to sit there and you're going to talk, and we want this to kind of be like that, because you can go on and find hundreds and hundreds of podcasts where people are just throwing you stats. Oh, if you draft on 4th, your rookie draft should go like this. Your draft should go like that. Everybody, you can go on there and find all that stuff if you want, but if you want like actual normal guy gut reactions, all basically gut. If my dog eats that. Gut reactions. It basically we go on feel. I would say that's fair to say, right? We go on like we're feel. This is a.
Oh yeah, I get that tingly feeling in my balls.
Our opinion based thing, but we want
roll with it.
We want it to be entertaining for you, and we want you to just sit there and listen like you're talking to us. So that being said, we're working on our Discord. We're working on all of our other little aspects. We're brand new, but we want you to comment.
Believe it or not, we're kind of smart.
We kind of smart, you know.
Yeah, we kind of smart. We big it up.
We big it fancy bitches. So we want you to comment. I mean, I know we only have like 527 followers at this point, but
it might be 1,000 by now. I'd have to look.
I mean, just look at that pretty ass face.
I mean, 20 minutes in.
I'm your Huckleberry. Who are you sporting today?
Oh, dude, Chris Harris Jr. Hold on.
I'll hold the table while you spin around and bump it. Chris Harris Jr. Broncos fan.
The show all day, mile high.
Eagles fan. So yeah, we want. Oh, we are going to comment.
Bounce back here.
There's going to be segments. There's going to be segments where we. Yeah, I think you guys are. I love Jerry Jeudy too.
Yeah. See, I didn't say him because I don't want you drafting him in front of me.
Oh, he's going. I know he's on. He's coming. So.
Oh, he's coming, all right.
Oh, he's definitely coming. But we want to hear. We were going to have segments where we will actually respond to your comments, good and bad, and we look forward to the negative comments because we both work construction for a living, so you can't hit us any harder than a commercial construction site. It's not
at all.
Yeah, our skin is
more
so
dicks
thick.
On a porta potty. I had a thing. I wasn't going to say it though because there's a community that might
let me asterisk this. Drawings of dicks. He doesn't just hang out looking at real dicks in a porta potty. I mean, he might. I don't know.
Depends on the porta potty.
Porta johns have gotten nice these days. So okay,
especially dude.
Let's what?
Yeah, shout
out.
No,
you go first.
Shout out to Tillett's Toilets. I'm not even kidding. They the job site I'm on right now, the porta johns are fucking.
You want to see hands down.
On. There's not even drawings in there because guys are impressed with how clean the johns are on the site. Like they don't even. This is the first site I've ever been on that it's not like.
That being said, you want to see real talent and artwork.
Oh my!
The inside of a porta potty on a commercial construction site. Can't beat it. You go to any museum, you go online, you can watch this.
Google experts.
Go take a shit in a porta potty on a construction site, and you will see some of the best artwork you will ever see in your life. It is
the one time they turned the actual urinal on the side. So you know how you go in a porta john, it's on the left, right? You go in, it's on the left. Well, they took the mouth of it and made it like a huge bearded dude and drew the whole thing in red. And then inside the urinal, how gross is that, right?
I don't know if I would do it,
inside the urinal, he like made it 3D, so like it was like his mouth, and he drew it all in with the tongue, and it was really artistic. I was like, who took the fucking time? Think about it. He got paid like probably $150 because it probably took at least an hour and a half.
Oh, he sat there probably like a little bit. You're just watching
at least an hour.
Like
and a half.
I would used to go take extra pisses just so I could see the progression of the artwork.
Oh fuck yeah!
All right, let's go back to this. So you said.
Unless it's 127 degrees.
He's got his jersey on. Let me hit you with a guy that I am just not in love with.
Don't even say it.
I'm going to say it.
You can't say it.
Javonte Williams. So you got to take...
You scared of Samaj P. Ryan?
No, you got to take Sleeper with a grain of salt because their updates are the dumbest shits in the world. We should do a segment based on... I think there's another podcast that does that segment. We won't do it, but...
You just must not love the offense in general. How can you say you love Jerry Jeudy?
No, I love it, but I mean, with his injury, I say, like, everyone is thinking now. If you read the sleeper boards and stuff like that, you're gonna say, "Oh, he's back at practice."
He just played in a preseason game.
He did, and he actually looked okay. But my thing is,
I didn't even look to see how many times
will
he touched
he
the ball.
be what they expect him to be? I mean, when his first 3 weeks, like, he was great. If he could be that guy, he's worth it. But my fear is, I don't know. I think he's going to get drafted. Like, he's going to come in. And there's a lot of people who don't really do what we do.
I wish I don't know his ADP. Again, no research. I don't know his ADP.
He's ranked.
He's going
ranked.
like the 6th round right now, right?
He is.
All the mocks I get, he's getting them. Well, shit, I got him in my 16-team league. I got a Dynasty 16-team league. I got him in like the 5th round or some shit.
Right. No,
round.
I mean, he's in the 30s for running backs.
Yeah, so I got a steal there.
You did get a steal, but I think people are going to go on and they're going to read the reports and that he's playing. They're going to see the preseason.
You got highlights on that sheet.
That
Let
was
me
my.
see that.
That was who I drafted last night. We'll go over that team. I think that what people are going to do is they're going to go on. They're going to see the sleeper reports. They're going to see all that, and they're going to be like, oh, he's back. And I fear that people are going to take him as like one of their set and forget running backs if you're starting two. And I feel like it's not. I
think he's again. We're going back to the draft strategies, and I think he's a great 0 RB target. You can go your first 4 rounds. 5 rounds, maybe.
What he's saying is if you just don't draft any running backs,
so you're going to so 0 RB strategy here is you're going to take nothing but wide receivers, quarterbacks, and you're going to solidify your quarterback and your tight end position before you even take a running back. So you're targeting your Travis Kelce in the 1st round. You're targeting
not that. I mean, I love
if you can get
I love the zero running back strategy.
A Travis Kelce Mahomes stack. Our dynasty league got torched by the Mahomes Kelce stack last year. Not saying it's going to repeat that.
Shout out Brad Klein. You shouldn't have won that league.
They didn't add anybody at the receiver position over there, so they're just going to do the same thing they did last year. So if you can stack those two in a 0 RB strategy, go ahead and make yourself some money.
Yeah, but
because he's going to get you 3rd place regardless of what happens. And that's not having anybody else. But the problem with that strategy is you can't miss in like the 3rd and 4th round. Then if you miss in the 3rd and 4th round, your whole team falls to shit.
Yeah, I'd say I think it's definitely a risk. I think for me, I have to have.
Biz, who do you think's going to tank in the first like 3 or 4 rounds? Who do you think? I got one off the top of my head.
Go for it.
I'm thinking Devontae Adams might be a little risky this year.
Oh, hell yeah. I was thinking that this morning.
And he's still going like 2nd round right now. And I'm like, I get it. He's the best receiver in the league.
I loved him with Carr.
I still think he's the best. Everybody wants to give Justin Jefferson the ring already, but I still think Devontae Adams is.
But I don't like Jimmy G. I mean, I don't like Jimmy G,
but I don't like the rest of the team.
No, I don't think. I mean, with Josh Jacobs holding out.
Except for Max Crosby, that dude's an absolute freak.
Yeah, I agree. I think Devontae Adams has all the talent to be a top. He was wide receiver 3 or 5 last year. He has all the talent to do it, but I just with Jimmy G at the helm and that offense kind of taking a little bit of a hit.
Jacobs could end up being a steal though, because if he comes back and actually plays, maybe he comes back with the intention that I got to prove myself.
Oh, if he comes back, he's coming back. But
then you never know. Like the politics start getting involved, and then they start giving Zamir White the ball a lot more so that he can't look like a stud.
So he loses.
They don't
his
have to pay him as much.
It makes sense.
And if Zamir White comes out and balls, it allows them to do that. Look at what happened to Le'Veon Bell with. Oh my God, what was his name?
Being a holdout, scary. Just you can't say everyone's going to be Le'Veon, but.
Oh my God, dude, is this alcohol hitting me already? Who the fuck is the guy in Arizona?
Been eating shit.
I know.
James Conner?
Thank you. It was James Conner of Le'Veon Bell. Le'Veon Bell's like, I'm going to sit out this season. And James Conner came out and was like, okay, I'm just going to get like 1,200 yards.
That's the thing. I get it. It's money. It's your career. It's your health and all that shit. But opportunity is opportunity. And
how many yards did he even have?
You give a backup running back like Zamir White opportunity, and they seize that day.
Speaking of like guys who are going to go undrafted and then probably be a big pickup, God forbid Jacobs gets hurt or doesn't play. Like I don't even think he's getting drafted because everybody's like, oh, Jacobs is going to play. What if he holds out and then all of a sudden Zamir White is just sitting there as a free agent in your league and he's going to be the starting running back?
So are we basically saying the Raiders as a whole, you have to downgrade them a couple rounds out of safety?
Yeah, because Josh McDaniels is a fucking idiot.
All right. So who do you got? Anybody else that you say you don't like?
Oh, yeah.
If not, that's okay. I mean, it's early.
Did you got to come out? I thought we were going to go back and forth. I didn't even get a chance to think.
I mean, you're kind of right on this. I mean, I said Javante, and then you went with your Devontae. So I guess it's my turn then. I'm be honest though. What?
I went Tay Adams.
Yeah, you went Devontae Adams.
And Tay Adams is a beast. I love Tay Adams. But I just don't,
if we're sticking with the Raiders,
he's already kind of unhappy. If he gets traded, though, I think Tay Adams goes right back to a top 5 guy instantly.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
He might even be a top 5 guy with Jimmy G, but we haven't seen him with bad quarterback play, really.
Stick with the Raiders, but he's the next
Even
Raider.
Derek Carr gave him like 150-some targets or something.
Darren Waller.
You think he's going to be a disappointment?
Okay, so what?
I think
Danny
outside
Dimes
of injury. Get rid of injury.
Outside of injury, I don't think he's going to have the targets and the touchdown opportunity that he did anywhere else because Danny Dimes only threw no touchdowns last year.
Yeah, but he was giving the ball to Bollinger. What was his first name?
Have you seen that? Have you seen
what was Bollinger's first name? Daniel.
The muscle that Bellinger put on.
My man's a blocking tight end. That's why he's a stud. Though.
Yeah, but he can
he's
catch.
A good,
no, he can catch too.
But clearly they wanted a better option.
They did, but the thing is, you got to throw the ball.
Everybody, I'm telling you, the
and
Patriots just dominated
Hyatt.
the league. Everybody's going for 2 tight ends these days.
Well, if you think about this though, even last year, the Giants had a lot of receivers. Yes, health was a concern, but they basically handed it to Saquon, which I would do if I had Saquon on my team as well. But my thing is,
who else were they giving it to?
They throw, but then Jalen Hyatt he's a good rookie too.
Fast as shit.
Did
you see that video where he ran like 24-some miles an hour?
And my thing is Darren Waller's going to be good, but I think he's getting drafted. Like some people are saying, oh, he's a top 3 tight end, and prime Darren Waller is one of the best tight ends. Like I'll give it to him. But after the injuries and stuff,
stay healthy. He's had 2 seasons where he's been a top 10 tight end.
He doesn't enter that top tier with me.
But then points per game, he's probably one of the top 5 tight ends ever.
But he's also, think about the offenses he was in, who was thrown to him, it worked. But where he's at now, I just don't see it. I feel like, I think Bellinger is still going to be used.
I think Danny Dimes is basically Derek Carr.
Not even close.
How so?
Derek Carr's a much better quarterback than Danny Dimes.
You think so?
I know so.
Okay,
100%.
I'd give you that. I mean, I'd definitely say Carr's a little bit better, but we haven't really seen Danny Dimes with a wide receiver to throw the ball to.
He's had a lot. Look at it. He's had a lot of wide receivers. They get hurt, but he does had a lot. I mean, he had Evan Ingram. Look, Evan Ingram had to leave the Giants to be good.
He's not. He had a good playoff run.
Who, Evan Ingram?
What is he, like he's tight end 8
he's
last
top 10,
year?
yeah. But I'm saying...
Let's not act like he went there and all of a sudden started lighting shit up.
But he still had all the credentials, and I'm saying they didn't use him right.
And who were they throwing the ball
Giants.
to?
And they still had Saquon. And they still had, at that point, they still had...
In Evan Ingram's defense, they didn't have any wide receivers to take any of the attention away from him.
Right, and again, they have a lot of depth.
So they took away from Evan Ingram away, but then what you got? A hurt Kenny Galladay?
And everything you're saying is helping me because it's still the Giants and it's still the same offense.
Why is it helping you?
Because
you're still...
They have Jalen Hyatt, but if they don't stay healthy again, they don't use their tight ends. Their fail-safe is revert back to Saquon. I just don't see I think Darren Waller's being drafted a little bit too high.
I think super deep league, I think Wan'Dale Robinson's a steal this year.
You would like to think so.
I think he's going to do okay. If you got to come back healthy, though, he's still hurt.
You give your top tier. People are putting Darren Waller in the... Sorry.
I think he's unguardable.
Yeah, but people are putting him in the top tier with
can double him
and Hawkinson, and they're putting him up there.
Kelsey, hold up.
Okay, never mind. It's Kelsey.
I was going to say, there's Kelsey tier.
So then there's
everybody else.
There's a second tier of some guys. But I just think Darren Waller, I think Darren Waller's a tight end that you could... The problem is people are going to draft him. And I think people are going to go...
because of his name.
Someone's going to draft Kelsey, and then someone's going to take Hawkinson, and then someone's going to take Kittle, and people are going to get scared, and then you're going to see...
And you still haven't said Mark Andrews' name.
Mark Andrews.
Crazy.
People are going to take Mark Andrews. I know, but that offense, there's so many... I see Zay. There's a lot.
No.
That whole
Lamar
offense...
is still going to look for Mark Andrews. If anything, all that shit helps Andrews because he's going to see one...
Do you put Waller in that tier? In that tier with Hawkinson?
No.
That's what I'm saying. But I feel like Kelsey's going to go early, and then as soon as someone goes, you see
Kelsey's
two more
a first-round pick.
You see two more go.
Especially in redraft, Kelsey's all
You
day.
see Andrews and Hawkinson go. People are going to go, Waller.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you can't. You got to wait. He's like we were talking about the running back.
I think
the
he's a
fill-in
wild card.
running back.
I think he's that guy that if you like to play on the high side and take a little risk from time
If
to
you've
time.
got-
I think Waller's got a higher ceiling is just as much as the next guy.
If you got
So,
good receivers,
except for Kelsey.
if you got
Kelsey's the
good
only-
receivers, let's say you go the no running back strategy and you get 2 baller ass receivers, then I think Waller is worth a risk. But I don't think he's a guy that as soon as the first 2-3 tight ends go off the board, you panic and pick up a Waller.
Yeah, no, because if you pick up a Waller and you still got a guy like
That's what I'm saying. Like I think he's a
off the
panic
top
pick.
of my head, do you take him over like a guy like Cam Akers or something like that?
Yeah, he's a panic pick that people are going to take too early. As
Right.
soon as you see it, and that's
You
my
could
thing.
fill
is
in
like
a really good flex position instead of taking a Darren Waller.
you're-
Because if Waller goes out there and goes, "Oh shit, I'm hurt in week 3," and you could have had a Cam Akers who gives you a top 20 season,
yeah, it's one
you
of those
just
things.
messed up your value big time. What time is it?
It is 10:24. People are going to start getting here soon. So, hey, I mean, if you've hung in with us for 35 minutes, we appreciate it. I am Todd Webb. This is Dustin Kilburn. This is Booze.
That was 35 minutes.
That
I feel
was
like we didn't even
35.
talk about anything.
We talked a bunch. Well, fill me up real quick, but we do a cheers to this last episode.
We're gonna drink a bottle of champagne during this episode.
Yeah, we are. Comment, talk to us. We're going to get a Discord going. You dripped on my leg.
Ooh, that's not the first and only
Not the
time.
only time. We're a raw fantasy football podcast that's going to drink, tell you about what we're drinking, and introduce you to some new shit. I hope you enjoyed this. Come back for more. Subscribe.
If not, fuck you.
Fuck you people who don't subscribe.
All right, so now that we're on episode 1, and I'm not talking Star Wars. What the fuck was that? Your dog is barking. I know. I can hear it. You probably can too. It's okay. Todd's cleaning up throw up out of the car because that's what kids do. Shout out to Zay. He's probably screaming at Hillary right now. Anyway. I just want to say fuck you, Todd. I didn't get a chance to return the favor for the solo video earlier. Oh, here comes the dog. What's up, Maui? What's up? Lick my toes. Shit. Anyway, again, fuck you, Todd, for making me do this podcast.